it's nice to be with a powerful man.
Oh yeah.
And
that's the dude. Why am I laughing? That's Carlos King. Shouts out to him, brother.
it doesn't make you a gold digger at all, because obviously people think you're a gold digger. You know, that's Lisa Raye, you know, she can't. Why waste your time dating somebody who is not going to elevate your life? And
not even just that. But here's the thing. I don't want to stress you out by trying to keep up with my lifestyle that I already have and am accustomed to. Why? To these restaurants just for lunch meetings, and it takes you your whole check to take me there, I don't want to stress you out. You cannot hang with me. You are still wanting a vacation for the weekend. I vacation and go on holiday for the month.
Oh,
we are not going to be able to make this.
She told us, did she? Take weekends or take vacations for the month, right? You know, I just came back from touring Europe, but yeah, you tell them, Lisa Raye.
That's simple to me. You know it. You know it.
You forgot. He's enjoying this.
Yeah. So I don't really care about them saying that. So many people now, and it's only the women that don't know any better, or the ones that have not experienced it.
Teach the girl.
Well, let mama show you.
Don't teach
let
us.
Auntie show you. You know what I mean? Because I've been there, done that. I'm not trying to be with anyone that I have to be a teacher. You know, life is spanking us right now. Life is our teacher. Can I live in a house where I'm always teaching you as well? That's too much. That's too heavy. I don't want that. I'm gonna teach you some things, you know, on an everyday basis, but not where, you know, the life lessons you were supposed to have and stored up on me, because I'm damn sure gonna give them to you. I'm world traveled. I'm well cultured. I'm talented. I'm successful. I'm domesticated. I'm family. You get all these things. Don't you know that I have a list as well?
Okay. So essentially she's building herself up to be the perfect woman. She's saying that she can do both, businesswoman and she's domesticated. So essentially for the guys that's watching, they're like, oh shit. This is a woman that I would want on my team, because she's saying that she can do it all.
You need to have your list. Do I check the boxes that you need in a woman?
That was the most important part of the interview, because that right there should have stopped dudes from getting upset at her list, because she's essentially saying what I actually said recently. The market decides, guys. If a woman is requesting all these things and she's not able to get it, it's because the market decides. So these women can have all the standards that they want, fellas. But if you're not willing to spend, then what does that get them? Nothing. So what she's doing right now, she's virtue signaling to the types of men that she would want to date. So the way that women see these types of scenarios when they come on social media, they're thinking that the guys that meet all of these requirements are watching and are like, man, now I get to reach out to her because I meet all of those requirements. But it actually works in a negative way, because those men are going to start looking at you like you crazy. But that's not our job to tell women like her that all of her standards are too high, because the market will always decide. And that's why I tell you guys, especially black men, do not get mad at women when they have all of these standards, because essentially she wants a man, and it may not even be a black man. Fine. All men. Let's put all men in this category. The men on the dating market will decide if they're going to give everything that you say that you require. And that's why these spaces are so fascinating to me, because you can virtue signal all you want, but until you get that, hey, you just talking. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? So like I said, Lisa Raye is a beautiful woman, right? And I always say with women like this, I think she's 57 years old. She should date older. 10 years and up, 10 years older and up. Because if you get one of these older guys who may be retired and they may be old, actors or played football back in the past, and they find Lisa Raye, pretty young thing, right? 57 years old, he, 65, 70 years old, you are actually the prize to that man, and he gonna take care of you. But don't bring your ass out there where these young dudes at, because you are still attractive and they will sneak in.
What you looking for, some dick? Sausages. Want one?
But you just said you don't want to be teaching or taking care of a man. And that may be what you're looking at if you mess with one of these young dudes. But they gonna hit that thing. But you get your older man and you're gonna be all right.
Do you check the boxes for me? And one of them has to be accomplished, successful, powerful, and rich.
Rich. So, hey, for any dudes in the chat that was listening to this and you was like, oh, okay, I'm cool. So if you don't check all these boxes, you can't get Lisa Raye. Leave it up to the market. She said you got to be rich. Let's continue.
It's other things, though. It's funny. It's God-fearing. It's family. It's generous. It's a leader. But see, those first four that I named, normally all those other things at the bottom come with that type of men.
But she said that, everything that I mentioned, a guy like that, he gonna have those first four in place. And you know what that reminded me of? And I'm gonna date myself once again. There was a show back in the day called A Different World, and they had two characters, Whitley Gilbert and Dwayne Wayne, right? And they ended up getting married at a point. But before they got together, Dwayne was trying to see if he could, if there was an attraction with Whitley, right? And this is probably where she got this from, saying like, this type of man, he gonna have all these in place. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this before. You probably seen the meme, but I'm gonna play the audio for you. Here we go.
I just want to thank you, Dwayne. Hope you're around for my wedding.
So what kind of husband do you want, Whitley?
What do you think?
Rich?
I thought you knew me better than that. I would like a man who is educated, enterprising, and ambitious.
So you wouldn't mind if he was poor?
That kind of man is never poor.
He thought that she was going to say rich. And she's like, no, that kind of man is never poor. So that's her way of going around, or, kind of ducking the conversation or the question of, you want a rich man. Essentially, that's what she wants.
Because businessmen move differently, more strategic than the rest. Because their moves, they have a lot on the line to lose if they make the wrong decision. If you still trying to play it off and trying to figure it out and all of that, you kind of, you just give them a little bit. Bosses say, let me have that. And let I have one too. Exactly. And a boss bitch is going to say, exactly. That's what you were supposed to do.
See, that attitude right there, man. And that's what turns a lot of guys off, especially guys who have a significant amount of money and resources. If you're not appreciative or thankful for what a man is doing for you, you got this attitude like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, that will get you kicked out of the bed immediately. So y'all heard all that, right? This is the most recent interview, but 4 years ago, she actually did an interview, or she was on the Fox Soul show with Claudia Jordan and them, all those women, Vivica Fox, I think Selena Johnson. And she actually talked about her marriage. And you guys let me know in the chat, do you think that she learned from this? Remember, the video I'm about to play you is 4 years old. This was her most recent. Let's see if she learned.
I'm not going to sit there and go, oh my God, he said I can have one too. That's for the women that don't know no better. I'm deserving of. You're supposed to. For me, hands down, I should have married for love.
Are you admitting you didn't?
Oh, I did not. No, I did not.
So she just admitted, guys, that she didn't marry for love. And let me say this, it's rather unfortunate what she went through in her marriage. She was she's married to the Prime Minister of Turks and Caicos. And I may be wrong. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But essentially the guy ended up cheating on her and shit like that. Actually cheated with Nicole Murphy. She known to be running around with people's husbands.
So Nicole is looking for a wealthy man to help fund her lifestyle, and she wants Antoine because Antoine is a Hollywood director and he makes good money for himself, but he's married. So now she caught feelings for a married man and she's being shamed for being a home wrecker. And I do think it's unfair that a lot of the blame is being placed on Nicole because Antoine should know better as well. I think what he's doing to his wife is absolutely shameful and downright disgusting. But Nicole is the one who put this whole relationship on blast because she allegedly was the one who called the paparazzi on them. And now she's doing interviews with people like Wendy Williams to talk about the affair. And it just doesn't look good. It looks messy. In fact, it is messy.
If it was probably up to Lisa Raye, she would still be married if her husband wasn't running around. But I know in these spaces, a high value man, he could do whatever he want. Some women will leave your ass. And she was actually one of them. So she didn't deserve that. So I'm not going to ding her too much for being single now because I'm pretty sure that wasn't what she wanted or she figured that's how her life would play out. She didn't deserve to be, cheated on, especially with the woman that she, was saying that was her friend, was in the wedding and everything, Nicole Murphy. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
So it was like the lifestyle, the bells and whistles. It was
the potential of falling in love. But I should have been in that before the marriage.
Got it.
Perhaps, the dream that he sold me was, I want to date you in our marriage. Well, I had never heard of that before. And I was thinking, that's kind of clever.
And ladies, that's game. She's older too, but that's game. I want to date you while we married. So we should just go ahead, even though we don't even know each other. Let's just date while we're married. Okay. And he was still dating while they were married, but you wouldn't only one. God forgive me for that. But yeah, so let's continue.
And we're going towards that way anyway. So, okay, we can accomplish what we're trying to accomplish sooner in a partnership. And a partnership is what I thought I was getting into. And then I got in there and then shit changed and switched. And it was like, who are you? And I'm sure he asked, who am I as well? You know what I mean? But if you have that love, that foundation, then you can weather a storm that you wouldn't necessarily weather had I would have just looked at him and said, this is not working out. I would have stayed a little longer had that been my heart was involved,
If that was the glue. I get it. That's dope. Thank you for admitting that.
It wasn't there. So.
That's not easy to admit. Thank you.
All right. So what she was basically trying to explain is that if she loved him before they got married and then she found out that he cheated, then she probably would have stayed. But since she didn't love him, it was easier for her to leave. So that's what she was saying. So she didn't marry for love. She married based off of the potential that he sold to her, which was game, like I said. So yeah. So I think it's safe to say that I won't say her standards necessarily increased because I looked at the net worth of her ex-husband is in the hundreds of millions, right? So her saying that she wants a rich man, it's, kind of that, shout out to Rollo Tomasi where he was saying the alpha widow type thing, where if a woman dates a rich man, then that now becomes her standard. So what she was saying on the Carlos King show is essentially, the alpha widowed. Now my standard is way up here because you guys saw the type of man that I was married to. So now I want the same thing, even though she's older and nothing's changed. And at the end of the day, who are we as men to get mad at her for setting her price? Now she got to figure out, or find a man who's willing to buy, right? Is that fair? So yeah, so shouts out to her. And hopefully the women that are listening, y'all understand that because she's kind of in a different situation. Her net worth, and this is, some of it is wrong, but it says that she's worth about $4 million, right? So her asking for a rich man may be different from you who works at Starbucks, but you pretty and you like, yeah, I want a rich man, right? and you may be younger, you may have a better shot at getting that than Lisa Raye based off of her age. But if she dates older, I think she can get what she wants if she really wants it. But I know women like her, it's all about aesthetics. So if the guy don't look the part, then she can't show that man off on social media. So, and again, this is another woman. If you're going to feel this way and you have all those standards, but you don't get it, please don't bring your ass on the dating market complaining about where the good man ain't no good men. Refer back to this video, list all the things that you said were your standards that you have for men, and then you'll probably understand why you haven't found that particular guy, because they are very rare. And then when they meet you, do they want you? And that's where, it kind of gets fun. So